So did you like the over or the under in this game?
I mean, I'm not really playing it.
Not the over under.
I'm not touching the over under on this for reasons that are like, is Tua really healthy? If he's actually healthy, I like the over. If he's not really healthy, it means they're going to run the ball more. There's less chance for big plays. There's a chance Teddy Bridgewater is brought into the game. So like, I don't want to bet something that could change mid game, and I feel like Tua's health status could change mid game.
Mm-hmm.
But I do see some big I do see some big plays in this game.
I need Tyreek Hill to just go off, and like I liked his interview. Like, pop off, man, please. Whoever's at quarterback,
The one
pop
funny
off.
thing about doing butt fumble and everything else, like the content and everything else, is I now don't even think about my fantasy teams like nearly as much as I should. They become so much more irrelevant,
Wow.
which is unfortunate because I love playing fantasy, but all of a sudden you're just like, Jesus, how many things can you be focused on?
True.
True.
I,
Facts.
yeah, I didn't get to certain fantasy questions last Tuesday because I was short in the space. I picked up Dortch in one league and Dobbs in another. Dobbs, Romeo
Romeo.
Dobbs. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a popular one. In fact, I've got him on one of my benches.
Yeah.
By the way, you know how I sent you that 100 followers on TikTok a couple of days ago?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
We're at 190 now. So it just speaks
Holy
to like
shit.
that first 100 is definitely the hardest. And then afterwards, like obviously it's still playing into the algorithm, but it's just not quite the same challenge. I mean, and we're getting very consistently like between 200 and 250 in terms of views, which obviously I'd like to be 5 times higher, but you know, solid, solid.
That is solid. I mean, again, percentages, man, of like what, 3 weeks?
I was just about to say it's been exactly 3 weeks too. So, you know,
Yeah.
I thought about that today. So yesterday was our 1 month anniversary of being incorporated.
Mm.
Like, but think about how nuts that is. Like, we've been incorporated in the eyes of the government for a month. We've been producing content for 3 weeks, and we almost have 100 people following or subscribing on every channel. Like on YouTube, we're at 75. That's our lowest.
Oh,
Which is
that's
still pretty
dope.
solid.
Metaware Drip says, "What's up? Hi, Dad."
Oh, what up, Metaware Drip?
What up, Metaware Drip? We're in spatial, man. And then we're getting, we're up to 4 likes on here. We'll get some more likes on spatial and can go live on this space, and it'll send an email out to
I'm
people who
jumping
have
into
liked it.
this Thursday night. I'm jumping into this space.
Awesome. I'll hop in too for the audio, and then I am gonna mute this. Can you Oh, you sent it. Hold on.
What's good, Mark? How you living?
I'm good.
Yo, are you if we're also broadcasting this in spatial, if you guys have any interest in joining the space, we're going to broadcast this and throw it up on YouTube.
How do we do that?
Ryan, how do they join us in spatial?
Say again.
Send them DM them the link.
Oh, I got to DM you the link. Did you send that to me?
Oh, what up, Tundra?
You're in it.
Oh, it's because I'm on my desktop and I'm doing this on my phone. That's why.
Wait, so it hosts a space? You'd have to explain that to me.
I'm trying to do too many things at once, so forgive me.
All good. Tundra, what's good, sir? Do you gamble?
I don't. Not really, other than JPEGs. I mean, it
Well,
depends on how
let's get you addicted. How
depends
about
on how
that?
you look at it. Depends on how you look at it. They're buying these
Would you
JPEGs
like to get addicted
gambling.
to sports gambling?
No, dude, I don't want to be addicted to sports gambling. Look, I'm trying to. Today, I sold some positions. I'm moving into cash. Yeah, I'm trying to be a good holy. I'm trying to be a good reformed degenerate.
I don't know. I
And
feel
by
about
reformed,
that. Mike,
by
Ron,
reformed,
how do you guys feel about that?
You just put it out.
listen, by reformed,
You just put it all on
reformed, I
black.
just mean,
Hope for the best.
dude. What I mean is, instead of being 100% degenerate, I'm only going to be 85% degenerate. You know what I mean?
Boo!
Do we get Amy in here?
Thank you, Cody.
Are we about to have
Yeah,
Amy
Amy's
and
a
Mark
sports
on a
gambler. You didn't know
podcast
that?
again? Wait,
She's
is this
a
going to be one of
DGen.
those? Is this one of those shill spaces where all we talked about is the shill project? Because I don't know if I
No,
can
gamble,
handle that
Tundra.
right now.
This is Thursday night football. Tundra,
Oh.
this is Thursday night
Well.
football. We're gambling.
Okay. What do I need to do?
This-
Can I send you $20?
What do you mean? What do you need to
all
do?
you-
You need to bet on the
put all
Bengals.
Yo,
What you do is you just counter
Mark.
bet everything Mark does.
Are you
Mark,
kidding me, Mike?
Mark, work something out. What do you want? What do you want
Yes.
from me, Mark?
What's good? Metalware drip.
You want?
We want
you're
winners.
muted.
Who are we betting
Just want
on?
winning bets.
No, you're not getting my mute, Mark. You piece of shit. What's the
He moved right in front of that graphic.
what's the game tonight?
Appreciate
and who
you tuning
betting
in, man.
It's look up at the top, Tundra. We've got Cincinnati versus
on?
Miami.
I can't be bothered.
It is listed up there for you.
I cannot be bothered. But
yeah,
who are you
this is-
betting on?
On Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yo, why?
Makes
Why?
100%
How does
sense.
this shit work?
It's a cigar. It's a cigar. factory.
It should be a link, and if you go into Spatial and then go into the fantasy football room that we got set up,
It'll just then what? Just
and
is it
then you should have an avatar, and you should just appear in the space.
huh?
Forgive me, I am not a metaverse expert. We're working with a metaverse expert, Blease, who's in the space, who's going to be running this in there. But I figure we can record this and throw it up on YouTube after the fact. If you guys can join in Spatial. If not, I'm still going to throw it up there. We'll have the audio, but you guys can obviously
is this a
get your...
Solana? Is this a Solana project?
Oh Lord. No. Hold on. We just gotta focus. We're not talking about projects. We're not talking about NFTs. We're talking about points. That's all that
somebody
matters.
has
Like,
this platform. Right?
literally
Is this
is.
butt fumble? How are you betting? What platform are you betting on? You're placing your bets on?
you can place them
It's
wherever
not a
you
hard
like,
question.
legally.
What-
Go
what-
place them on DraftKings. Go place them on FanDuel. Go place
but
them.
I
wherever you
use
like.
Bovada.
I'm so confused. Okay, so is butt fumble? Are you gambling?
Yo, Tundra,
Platform.
don't even concern yourself with what I was talking about. Like, it was just to try and add some of these guys into the Spatial so we could record this conversation and turn this show into a visual show. But it might be one leap too far, so don't even worry about it.
Mark, I'm gonna need you to start being a host and doing host-like things right now. Because what's going on?
All right, let me get the space in line. How about that? Okay, all right. Listen, first off, Tundra, holy shit, this is about NFL. This quite literally has nothing to do with NFTs today.
Yeah, but
this
what's
is
the
all about
NFT?
sports. No,
Oh.
there is no
There's
fucking
no
NFT.
NFT. It's the game. It's the
Tundra.
NFL.
We're gonna boot Tundra down to
Fair
a
NFT,
listener if he
right?
doesn't.
When you said
What is happening right now?
Did Mark rug?
Did he just glitch
Dude, I
while
thought
he
that
was going
me.
off?
Oh boy.
He was talking about NFTs. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So
He said something
Ron,
about
what do you
NFTs.
like tonight? You've been looking at.
I've been looking. I like the Bengals with the. What's the line at right now?
It moved to 4. So
Yeah.
some like huge money just came in on the Bengals, and I don't know if that's smart money yet though.
Which I thought the late money was going to come in on the Dolphins, like seeing that 3.5. That's why I like the Bengals so much initially, but seeing it move to 4, I don't know if I like it better or worse.
Everyone seems to be bullish on the Dolphins from their win last week. I think the Bengals are figuring out. They had a nice little cupcake against the Jets. I like the Bengals. If you could buy the point down to a 3, I like that.
Ron, you know exactly what I'm about, which is buying those points to get some help. I'm all about Bengals covering.
Yeah, I mean, I just am not a believer in the Dolphins yet. Oh yeah, I think
Mark's about to rug.
Looks like Mark's.
All right, I do recommend no more news like this for our industry. This is extremely bearish. I don't understand what's happening. We're talking about NFL. I think you guys keep meaning to say NFT, but I'm not sure. But I do hope you guys have fun watching the game tonight in all seriousness, and I will be back maybe later, honestly, maybe later. Depends on how things are going. But yeah, Carter, you raised your hand. What's going on?
Yo.
Okay, on that note.
Okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So
No.
tonight...
Sorry, Carter. I can't be bothered. I gotta go. All right. See you guys.
Wait. Thank God. Hold on. I didn't even realize I was co-host. I could have done that the whole time.
I knew that when Tundra came up to speak that he was just going to try to take over the shit. And it was programmed.
Mark just texted us saying that his phone died. How is he even still here?
I don't fucking
The space
know.
is going to rug then.
I can host. You know, I mean, I'm a good host.
Fuck. Mark, we give you one.
Yo, Carter, can you actually host like at all? Like, do you own your own?
All right, well, that space just rugged. What is good, peeps? Metaware Drip, I live to confuse and turn you on at the same time. All right, Metaware Drip? That's all I live to do in life. That's all I live to do. You know, we're just getting started on this studio. I don't know what happened to that space. Well, that just rugged what we were working on here. But yeah, Butt Fumble Sports. We got Waves giving us a shout out for getting onto Spatial. Let's fucking go. But yeah, sending that to Wyatt. See if he can get in here. Onboarding people to Spatial. Love to see it. Let me log back in here. Maybe I'll come on cam. I'll walk in cam. Might be running a little slow. We're streaming in the metaverse, multiple metaverses. Let's see. Wyatt. Did they? Okay. All right. All right.
We would have been all right. I'm glad that we got that out of our system. We can go back to our regularly scheduled program. Mike, how you doing today?
Right,
you seem a little more sober than on Sunday, unfortunately.
Cool.
Yeah, I was unwell on Sunday. It was bad all the way around. as soon as that space ended, I laid in bed and had the most abysmal hangover I've had in as many years as it was to the point, when you're so hungover, you're just kind of like laying there and just kind of moaning. You're just like, your life. It was bad. My picks went 0-2. And overall, my picks were okay, but I'm gonna forget about it.
That's all you can do. Buff Fumble. Ron, how did we do last week? What were we upset about? What did we like?
Raiders suck. Raiders are the worst franchise ever. Every time I believe in the Raiders, they disappoint me. Like, how did they? Okay, if they just go and get a touchdown on one drive, they get a field goal, I cover, and I'm 2-0. But instead, I like Derek Carr. I'm done with you. The problem is I'm going to bet him again. So just previewing that, like, if I'm going to be a heroin addict, I might as well double down and use a dirty needle because, like, screw this. Like, I'm all in on the Raiders sucking, and somehow I'm still believing. So I hate the Raiders.
You have some Mark Colzer energy right now.
I love it. That got me fully bricked the fuck up. That was amazing. What you meant to say, Butt Fumble, was that Derek Carr's booty cheeks is what you meant to say.
Yo, he licks booty cheeks. He eats booty cheeks. He's not just booty cheeks. He's the dude who worships booty cheeks. He's the worst of the worst. I hate Derek Carr.
Wait. But that's a lot of us in here.
Yeah. I mean, come on now.
We're not shaming anybody who likes a nice booty.
Ron, how was your Sunday?
I mean, I made money. It was good. The Chargers were not a good look, and I switched to the Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay didn't show up. So I went 1-1. Had a no sweat win with the Bengals last week. I'm looking to roll it over this week. I like Joe Burrow tonight.
Unfortunately, JB isn't here. My fellow 2-0 last week. I mean, slate just seems so easy, except for that.
Where is he?
He's at happy hour. He said.
Oh, this motherfucker!
Just blacking out.
That's one thing I can respect.
Happy hour?
Yeah. If there was like a draft of all things, that would be a top 5 pick.
Yeah, but JB acts like he has a life outside of Web3. That's not acceptable in this space. It's supposed to be Web3 24/7, baby.
Let's start with the total, because there's only one game we'll talk about. We won't even preview Sunday. We'll talk about our favorite props, our favorite picks, and what we think the game's gonna go. Let's just start with the total first. It'll give you a good idea where everyone's head's at. Total 40.5. Miami Dolphins in Cincinnati. We got potential injuries with Tua, Jalen Waddle. T. Higgins is probably gonna get another concussion today. Mark, let me guess you're on the under at 40.5.
Fuck no. It's an over game. These two defenses are ass cheeks. I don't want to hear it, okay? There's nothing about either one of these defenses that scares me. This is going to be a game. Miami's kind of got that bend but don't break type of defense. It's probably going to break tonight. Cincinnati has no defense, so there's that. This is going to easy over. Joe Burrow's going to remember how to play fucking football. This offensive line's going to remember that they get paid for a living to perform at a sport. And we're going to see an easy victory for the Bengals. But with this being a shootout, by every definition of the word, shootout, I want to see some damn points. I don't want to see a kicker on the field ever. I want to see him going for 2 at every point in time, and I want to see a damn wide receiver kicking the ball off when they score afterwards. I don't want to see a kicker on the field at all.
All right. Yeah. I'm with Mark on this. I like the over. Cincinnati does not have defense, and I mean, this is tough to say. I agree with everything Mark's saying. I like it all. Besides the kickers, they're good. They're not going to go for 2 every time. But yeah, I like the over all day. I think it's going to be a shootout. I don't think we see much running. I think once the run once they start flinging it, it's going to go. And I say 60, 30 game, somewhere around there.
The unders have been the best play over the last couple of weeks in prime time. While I really like these two offenses, obviously Tua and Burrow should put up a lot of points, especially with the speed of their wide receivers. There are just a lot of trends to suggest the under. The under is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings between the Dolphins and Bengals in Cincinnati. The under is 5-1 in the Dolphins' last 6 road games, and the under is 10-2-1 in the Dolphins' last 13 Thursday night games. I'm not going to bet the over/under because I feel like you're betting on the health of Tua the whole game. If he steps out and it's Teddy Bridgewater, then obviously you like the under. If Tua stays healthy the whole game, you like Waddle and Hill to maybe get some garbage time touchdowns or some big play touchdowns. But that said, if I had to put money on the over/under, I would take the under on this game. But obviously, buy a 1.5, get it to 50, and take it under 50 points.
So the primetime under thing this year has been weird, right? Primetime games are 7-2 under. I think what was the stat I saw? 31 out of 48 games this year total have gone under. I mean, I agree with you. I'm not touching it. I'm not buying shit to go under. Like, I don't want anything to do with this. That being said, if I had to take a side, I'm just going to take the under. I don't know. I think we're going to see some turnovers tonight. It just feels like a 21-17 game or some stupid shit, super low. Those are my thoughts though. But yeah, I mean, I think you just kind of stay away from this.
That hurts my heart, Mike, to hear that. It hurts my heart.
I'm sorry. Just hammer the over, Mark. Just do it. Like,
okay. Thank you. That helped me so much more. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Personally, if anybody cares, I like the under at 48.5.
Unbelievable.
I just think.
Full disclosure, Cody is an under maxi, so take that for what it's worth.
They're so much more fun. Literally. First play of the game. If they get a first down, it's stressful. You don't even want to see first downs. I mean, but then sometimes you do. You're like, oh, well, if they catch the ball and move the chains, well, the clock moves. You don't want incomplete passes. There's so many more things to sweat in an under. You don't want to see anything happen. You just want the game to be over at like an hour and a half into it. You don't even want to see a full football game. So,
but who wants to sweat it? Who wants to sweat it out? Let me get just give me 30 points in the first half. You're sitting back pretty. Like, I don't want to sweat it out. Give me an easy win.
You clearly don't have the same sickness that
the worst is like Monday Night Football. I bet the under on Cowboys Giants. And so like that first quarter and first half, I'm at a bar and everyone was like, this is the worst game of the year. And I was like, this is amazing. This is fantastic. I wish this were the entire game. And people looked at me like, you suck. And that's the problem. You're kind of the one guy going against the crowd. But it is fun to bet the under because you're just rooting for chaos with no positivity, which is kind of fun. It's like being the Joker.
Yeah, I think you guys all have a problem. The over is just way more fun. Once again, that game on Monday, I wanted to turn that shit off. That was atrocious. That was the worst thing I'd ever seen. And, that was, oh, God, terrible. So, in the fourth quarter, there were points. Like, that was the whole thing. It was like not even, did the under even hit on Monday?
It did because I bought the 1.5. So that Trayvon Diggs interception, money. Take that knee and take the points.
Yeah.
What was it at? 39?
Yeah, it was at 39, and I bought it up to 40, and the game ended at what was it, 26-13 or whatever it was. So I was right there.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
as soon as I seen JB share that the Barstool tweet, I knew it was going over.
Okay, so there was a tweet or I heard this in a video earlier today when I was listening to some DraftKings content. I can't remember the exact stat, but it was something along the lines of when a defense has been on the field for as long as the Miami defense was on the field last week, they were on the field for an insane amount of time. Buffalo was massively controlled the ball. That basically the next week when you've been on the field for that long, the defense gets smoked. I want to say it's like the offense of the opposing team the following week averages like 30 points a game. So I think Cincinnati's just going to crush them. This is on a short turnaround too. This is going to be brutal for Miami, and I love Miami. I think they're a good team. I just don't think they are in a good position to try to compete in this game. It's not going to happen.
I love the obscure length of time of seeing the field by the defense stat. It's kind of clean, actually. It's not clean enough to switch my position from the under to the over, but it does kind of make me like the Bengals even more. So I guess getting into that, any thoughts on this game? I'm pretty sure it opened up like -1.5. So a lot of sharp money early, moving this line to -3, -3.5. I thought there's going to be some late money on the Dolphins. Looks like even more money is on the Bengals, more sharp bets. What do you think here? Bengals -4 at home.
I'll jump. Go ahead, Ron.
I don't know if I like. If it's at 4, I'm gonna buy the point down to get to at least 3 or 2.5. But I think Chase has a big game. I think you could go Bengals money line and just do like literally 40 or 50 yards with Chase because he had a bad game. He didn't really see too much action last week. I gotta imagine they're gonna give him the ball, and that'll get you over plus odds. I really like that, some type of bet like that.
Gambling odds, Dolphins are 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games overall. The Bengals are 7-0 against the spread versus a team with a winning record. And the home team, 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 meetings. I love the Bengals to cover the money line. I want to get them under 3 points, so a field goal would cover me. But I love the Bengals for the reasons we kind of talked about with the over-under. Short week for the Dolphins. Tua's banged up. I don't know how their offense is going to perform. Waddle's banged up, so even he's going to be limited. And their defense was just on the field so much. And if you guys remember, I brought up that Miami humidity, and it played a factor for the Bills' defense. It's certainly going to play a factor in this game because the recovery time is less. So I really like the Bengals to cover this game. I feel like it's actually one of the better bets of the week.
Can somebody be on the Dolphins, though? Because, like, I don't like everybody being on the Bengals. That is something that I'm not a fan of. But also, Breyer, by the way.
Mike, what do you like?
I need you.
Okay, so honestly, the number was 3.5, and it was 3.5 when Tua was super iffy. They switched him to healthy, and the number didn't change at all. Essentially, right? It went to 4 because of the money, right? Like whatever, but essentially, not a lot changed there. This is hard for me. It's hard for me to imagine the Bengals going to 1-3. So I love them on the money line. 4 points though.
The Dolphins also are a very good team at covering the spread.
And this is what I'm saying. I don't really like this game for me, like personally, right? I lean Dolphins at 4 points. I think that their defense is opportunistic enough. They're going to force some turnovers. And I think that, they're a good team. They just beat Buffalo and Baltimore in back-to-back weeks. I mean, I would just feel like there would be a little bit more juice on this.
Doesn't that lend itself to a letdown though? Like the fact that they played Buffalo?
That's what I was just gonna get to. Is it's like it seems like there would be more juice on the Dolphins, but the Bengals are 4-point favorites. I get it's at home. It's an automatic 3 points. So this is why I'm just conflicted on this one. But with 4 points, with a really good team, I'm gonna lean Dolphins +4. I mean, what I'm really doing tonight is I'm just gonna sit on dgenpicks.xyz and I'm just gonna wait for the side that gives me the better value, and I'm gonna throw some fucking dust at it.
Yo, JT, what do you like over here? See the hand up. Was it just an old hand? All right, I get it. Carter, give us some deep analysis.
Damn, I don't know if we're getting deep analysis today. I don't have time for research. I just got back from school. Was a little talk with the buddies in social class. But I'm betting on the Dolphins today. I put all my money into it. All our boys, we got all our money together. I've been in class with my computer out, not on social homework, but on bet3.pro. and I've been
Just
showing
kidding.
the
He's
boys.
lying. That definitely didn't. First of all, Carter, what are we doing here? We can't be saying shit like that. Carter,
Cody,
you're 16.
you're
You've
for
never.
sure going to hell
No,
for this.
I've been on social homework. I'm just doing
What's
this
your
for
wallet?
fun.
I'm literally banning you.
No, don't ban my wallet. No, I gotta stay. This is like my only income right now. But I'm kind of just betting on Tua. I just gotta hope that he stays healthy the whole game. Will he? He's banged up in a professional football league. I don't know, but I'm betting on him. Bengals are shit. They've been the only team they won against was Jets, and Jets are shit. So, and Miami's dominant, 3-0. I was gonna bet on the Bills last week. I didn't. I was betting on the Bills. I even said it in last week's Paperhandicapper or Cappers. But Miami's taking it up. And when you look at the football fantasy, Miami's defense has more points than Cincinnati's. I mean, it's easy dubs.
So I'm gonna put my tinfoil cap on here, okay? So with all this, the controversy around Tua staying in the game last week after he clearly was knocked into another dimension, and they made up a back injury, right? My theory is his back has never felt better, right? They just had to think of some excuse not to get a $5 million fine and 75 draft picks taken away from him for keeping him in that game. So I just fully convinced myself right now in the past 5 minutes that Tua is about to just rip the Bengals tonight. I don't think he's ever felt better, to be honest.
I think his back is actually legitimately hurt. When you saw his because here's the thing: he'd be in at least at a minimum concussion protocol this week if he actually did have, because that's all independent testing and shit like that. I think his back legitimately did lock up, but I'm actually more concerned about that than the concussion. Concussion's a long-term injury. That's his own problem. He's got to deal with when he's 45. Okay. For right now, his back is the thing that is affecting whether we win money tonight. So. I definitely think there's a chance his back locks up again when you're playing on a short turnaround like that. And Teddy Bridgewater's booty cheek. So once again, just more reason to like the Bengals.
Honestly, Teddy Bridgewater is what they call a professional quarterback. Okay, Teddy Bridgewater can manage the fuck out of a game. Okay, he is. When you look up game manager in the dictionary, you see Teddy Bridgewater and whatever's left of his knee. He's right there.
Yo, question for the group then. Comparing last week's game manager to this week's, who would you rather have? Jacoby Brissett as your substitute backup quarterback or Teddy Bridgewater?
Jacoby by a mile.
No, Teddy Bridge.
It's
a better question than I thought, because I would have taken Jacoby Brissett, absolutely. But the fact that there's even a difference of opinion surprises me.
I think Jacoby's gives you more upside, but I feel like Teddy's safer, right? I feel like if you have a top 5 defense, you'd rather have Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy's more of an actual game manager, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like I said, when I say he's the professional quarterback, literally, he's gonna throw for 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks.
That was a very specific line. You gotta love that. Briar, can you come up as a speaker so I can send you some bets while we're talking here, and then you can put them in, seeing as you live in Michigan and it's legal? Briar, come on up. Doxing your location.
Wait, Mark, you're not allowed to bet
in LA?
I don't know.
It's not legal in California.
Yeah, but you got so many other options. Hit Bovada. Hit any of these
Bovada.
other ones.
I got my Cash App banned for life because of that.
Well, they take crypto, dog.
That's what I'm saying. I was sending Bitcoin from Cash App to Bovada. I got my Cash App banned for life. That's tough.
Why did you go that extra step? Can't you just send it from your Coinbase or whatever your wallet is?
What do I want? Coinbase to ban me next?
All right.
I'm not trying to have Coinbase ban me. I got a whole hell of a lot more money on Coinbase. No. Cash App's dead to me. I got to square up with them when I meet them.
All right, guys, let's talk about some other type of bets that we got in this. We found out who's where with the total, where you at with the spread. But I think it's an interesting game, right? We have a lot of talented players. We got we got Joe Mixon, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle. Like, we got some talented football players tonight. We got some of the top corners in the league. The Dolphins. Give me some props. Like, do we like Joe Mixon tonight? Do we like? I know that Rossi likes Jamar Chase. I'm a big Tyreek Hill guy today.
Give me
What do
Joe
you like?
Mixon touchdown. Joe Mixon hasn't scored a touchdown yet this year. There's no way that maintains. Joe Mixon, you can pretty much book him for a tutty today. That's a Mark Holzer guarantee right there.
I think Chase has a big game. He didn't have one last week where I thought he was going to smash versus the Jets. He didn't. And Tyreek is looking at Apple. He's already called him out, and Tua said he's feeding him the ball. So I think Hill has a big game as well. I like both of those on their over props. If you put them together and drop them down a little bit, you'll get plus odds still. And I think it's a pretty safe bet at that point.
We talked about how much the Dolphins defense was on the field last week. It makes me really like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins this game. I think they're just going to have monster games. Obviously, Chase, anytime touchdown. I'm not as big on Tyreek Hill as everyone else is, again, because I just don't know what the status of Tua is. So Hill could have a big play here or there, but does he break 100 yards? Not quite sure. I feel like he does get a touchdown, but I'm not as big on Hill as some of you guys are.
My Tyreek Hill bet is actually over 5.5 receptions. So either way,
that I like. I like because I think they're going to do some screen passes with him and try to limit the amount of time Tua is in the pocket and exposed to the pass rush. So I really like him on over on receptions. Love that bet.
Yeah, I'm a big Tyreek Hill receptions guy. I also think Joe Mixon does have a decent game. I actually really like him reception-wise. I know that, we all love the Bengals wide receivers. They're stacked. But I could definitely see Burrow dropping some short stuff off with those really talented corners on the outside. Mixon's the only running back in the league averaging at least 6 targets a game right now. Really involved in that game, past game. So I think I got it at 21.5 for his receiving yards. So I really like Mixon as well. That's the second player prop I'm looking at.
So I've got the lock prop bet, okay? And it's probably going to happen on the first drive for the Bengals, okay? Joe Burrow longest pass over 37.5. I mean, just fucking hammer it. Like,
well, I love longest reception and longest completion plays, so I don't hate it. Who's it going to? Is it going to Higgins or Chase, or doesn't fucking matter?
It doesn't fucking matter. He could just close his eyes and throw it. It's gonna happen. Maybe like 3 times.
That doesn't need to be in the air too, right? That's just a reception. So if it's
that
a 5-yard pass and he goes for 50 yards,
yes, longest pass over 37.5.
Yeah, it can be a screen. He just takes it.
Right. I love that play because it's one Jamar Chase like slant route that actually he breaks and goes 45 yards on. That's a great play.
Honestly, that you know what? Fuck the over and under. Fuck the spread. All this other shit. Just put your life savings on that prop bet, and then just hang out and watch the game.
All right. Well, that being said, what do you guys think? Should we do our 2 favorite bets for this game or should we just do one because it's only one game? What do you guys want to do?
I say we just do one.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's do our best bet. One best bet. Ron, start us off.
I'm going Bengals. I'm buying the half a point down to get it to minus 125. On FanDuel, it's at 3.5 right now. So go a half point down. You're at 125. I love it.
Mark?
I'm going with Mike Gesicki over 2 catches. Easy cheddar.
Mike, are you going with the Burrow one or what?
Yeah, Burrow. Yeah, you guys know what mine is. Burrow, longest pass, 37.5 yards. You're rich.
Fumble Sports, what do you got?
Is this our favorite prop or just our favorite bet of the night?
Just one favorite bet. You can only hit one bet.
Okay, Bengals minus 2.5. Whatever points you got to buy to get them under 3. I do it. I love it. It's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm going to take Tyreek Hill over 5.5 receptions, -130. A little bit of juice, but it sounds like a couple people buying some points anyway. There's juice everywhere. Carter, finish us off. What's the favorite bet for all of us? We're going to hear from you.
The best bet of the night is Tua having more passing yards. Oh, no, Burrow having more passing yards than Tua. I think, even though I bet for the Dolphins, this kid's getting injured. He's going to roll his ankle, break his back within the first 5 minutes of the game, and then it's going to be an absolute blowout. Burrow's going to get more passing yards. Just like Mike said, put all your life savings on that bet because you're going to be a millionaire.
JT, you got a bet for us before we roll out?
Yeah, I know Mark will like this one the best, but definitely the under. There's uncertainty with Tua. They're short week for both teams. I just think the defenses are going to be sloppy. I think the offenses are going to be sloppy. I'm hammering the under.
21-17 Dolphins.
Y'all are sick. You guys are sick. This is what heroin does to people. Please keep note, everybody else who's in this room listening. This is why we bet overs, and this is why we bet the Bengals.
All right. Sports talk in the meadow. Let's see if Wyatt stays in here for a second. I'm going to pop back in here. It's good, peeps. Happy Thursday. Wyatt. Oh, shit. Hold on. Wyatt, can you hear me? Cool. Yeah, you moved your avatar like in that little like frenzy. You moved your avatar right in front of the graphic. That's all right. Yeah, I was trying to get you to move it, but yeah. I'll clip that and just you want to upload it to your YouTube and just see what happens? Awesome. I'll get it, it may take me a minute to download it and get it to you, but yeah. All right. I'll do that. We'll just see how it goes. Word. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. I'm going to check out of this stream. I'm going to give this to Butt Fumble. Give a follow at Butt Fumble Sports. Putting out a lot of content every single day. Putting in a lot of work. So definitely check it out on all platforms. Butt Fumble Sports, Sports Fumble on Twitter. Putting out a lot of content. So appreciate you tuning in and watching this live. Thanks, peeps. Appreciate you. MetaWare Drip. Colorful carols out here. Appreciate it. All right. Till next time, peeps.